this video, we are diving deep into one of the most enigmatic and captivating mysteries of ancient history, the connection between the Anunnaki and the Bible, specifically through the lens of the Book of Enoch. For centuries, scholars, researchers, and conspiracy theorists alike have debated the origins of these mysterious beings. Were the Anunnaki ancient gods, extraterrestrial visitors, or something else entirely? Join us as we uncover the hidden messages in ancient texts, including the Book of Enoch, and how they point to an apocalyptic end of days tied to these otherworldly beings. Could the Anunnaki hold the key to understanding our past, present, and future? The Anunnaki are first mentioned in the ancient Sumerian texts, said to be gods who descended from the heavens to govern Earth. According to Sumerian mythology, the Anunnaki were a group of deities, and their name can be loosely translated as those who came from the heavens. This simple phrase has sparked countless theories over the centuries. The fascinating part of this mystery is how these beings from Sumerian myths may be referenced in religious texts such as the Bible. For instance, the Book of Enoch, an ancient Jewish text excluded from the canonical Bible, mentions mysterious beings who descended from the heavens to interact with humankind, much like the Anunnaki. Could these biblical watchers and the Anunnaki be one and the same? Some theories suggest that the Anunnaki were not just deities, but extraterrestrial beings who came to Earth thousands of years ago. These beings may have influenced early human civilization by offering advanced knowledge, technology, and even genetic manipulation. The parallels between the ancient myths and religious texts lead us to a fascinating hypothesis. The Anunnaki could be the missing link between mythology and theology. In the Book of Enoch, we are introduced to a group of beings called the Watchers. These angels were sent by God to oversee humanity, but according to the text, they rebelled and descended to Earth to engage with humans. They shared forbidden knowledge, including the secrets of the heavens and the arts of war, which ultimately led to the corruption of mankind. This is where things become interesting. If we compare the story of the Watchers to the Anunnaki, we see striking similarities. Both groups are described as descending from the heavens, both shared advanced knowledge with humans, and both played a role in human history. According to the Book of Enoch, the actions of these beings led to the birth of the Nephilim, a race of giants who were the offspring of angels and human women. Could these Nephilim be connected to the Anunnaki in some way? The evidence suggests that there might be a link between these ancient stories. The Book of Enoch paints a grim picture of the future. It foretells a time of judgment and chaos, a time when the fallen angels, or watchers, will face divine punishment. Some researchers argue that this apocalyptic vision aligns with the prophecies surrounding the Anunnaki. Many ancient texts, including Sumerian ones, speak of the return of these gods at the end of days. Could the Watchers and the Anunnaki return to play a role in the final judgment of humankind? Throughout the ancient world, there are references to a cataclysmic event, a time when the gods or celestial beings would return to Earth. In both Sumerian mythology and the Book of Enoch, this event is tied to the end of the world as we know it. The Anunnaki, in particular, are said to have left Earth after their initial reign, but many texts suggest that they promised to return one day. This prophecy is eerily similar to the biblical account of the second coming of Christ and the final judgment. Some theorists believe that the return of the Anunnaki and the return of Christ could be two versions of the same event. In both stories, we see celestial beings coming back to Earth to judge humanity and bring about a new age. Whether you view this as a religious prophecy or a mythological narrative, the parallels are undeniable. The Book of Revelation in the Bible speaks of a time when the heavens will open and angels will descend to unleash God's wrath upon the earth. Some believe that this could be a metaphor for the return of the Anunnaki, who may come back to reclaim their place as rulers of humanity. This idea has captivated the imagination of many, leading to countless books, documentaries, and even secretive government research into the existence of these beings. The idea that extraterrestrial beings may have played a role in human history is not new. Many ancient civilizations, including the Egyptians, Mayans, and Mesopotamians, have myths that describe gods or beings descending from the stars to guide humanity. The Anunnaki, in particular, are often credited with giving the Sumerians advanced knowledge, including the ability to build massive structures like the ziggurats. Some researchers point to the construction of the pyramids in Egypt and other ancient monuments as evidence of extraterrestrial intervention. These structures are so precise and advanced that it is difficult to believe they were built using only the tools and knowledge available at the time. Could the Anunnaki have been the ones to provide this knowledge? The connection between the Anunnaki and human advancement does not stop at architecture. Some believe that these beings also played a role in our understanding of astronomy, mathematics, and even biology. There are theories that suggest the Anunnaki may have conducted genetic experiments on early humans, accelerating our evolution and making us the dominant species on Earth. One of the most controversial aspects of the Anunnaki story is the idea that they may still be present on Earth today. Some believe that the Anunnaki have been influencing human affairs for centuries, operating behind the scenes as shadowy figures or even as world leaders. This theory, while speculative, is rooted in ancient texts that speak of the gods living among humans. In modern conspiracy circles, the Anunnaki are often linked to secret societies, the Illuminati, and the so-called New World Order. Some suggest that these beings are preparing for their return, and when they do, it will mark the beginning of the end of days as prophesied in the Book of Enoch and other ancient texts. Whether you believe the Anunnaki were gods, extraterrestrial beings, or simply mythological figures, their influence on human history is undeniable. The striking similarities between the stories in the Book of Enoch and Sumerian mythology suggest that there may be more to these ancient tales than meets the eye. In this video, we have explored the possibility that the Anunnaki are not just ancient gods but celestial beings with a direct connection to the biblical watchers. Could the return of the Anunnaki mark the beginning of the end of days, as prophesied in both the Bible and ancient Sumerian texts? Only time will tell.